Hello and welcome to CT and BISEC presented lecture series of Applied Mechanics. My name is Hitesh Kanani and I am going to take lecture on a simple lifting machine, Unit 7, Part 3. Now see on a slide. In previous lecture we studied a reversible machine, non-reversible machine, condition of reversibility, law of machine, maximum efficiency equation, maximum mechanical advantage equation, and its application to solve various example of lifting machine by analytical method. Means we have calculated various example with formulas. Now today we will see regarding the graphical solution of the same example. So those example can be also solved by graphical method. Today we will take a example by graphical method. Let's take a example number 1 in a graphical method. In an experiment of a weight lifting machine with velocity ratio as 20, the values of effort required to lift various loads were as given in the table below. Load, which is mentioned as a capital W in Newton, and effort, which is mentioned as a capital P in Newton. First data is the load is 400 Newton and effort is 85 Newton. Second data, load is 500 Newton and effort is 100 Newton. In third data, 600 Newton and effort is 115 Newton. In fourth data, load is 700 Newton, effort is 135 Newton. In fifth data, load is 800 Newton and effort is 145 Newton. And in sixth data, load is 1000 Newton and effort is 175 Newton. We have to plot the graph of load and effort, and from the graph we can determine the law of machine. Here data given, that is velocity ratio, is equal to 20. Here we have to plot the graph of load versus effort. For that, let's select suitable scale. Here I have selected scale as on x-axis 1 cm is equal to 100 Newton and on y-axis 1 cm is equal to 25 Newton. Now plotting load on x-axis and effort on y-axis. This is the typical graph which on computer. Now same thing we can see on graph. Let's see on graph. Here on graph we have a load is denoted in x-axis with a 1 cm is equal to 100 Newton scale. So here it is located at 100, 200, 300 up to 1200. Similar way on y-axis we have located effort P in Newton. Scale is 1 cm to 25 Newton, hence it is 25, 50, 75 up to higher. So first data, that is W and P. First data is of W is 400 and P is 85. So putting this value 400 and 85, so it is above 75 and 2 dot. So here is a first data. Similarly for a second data, 500 Newton load and effort is 100. So here is a 500 and effort is 100. So it is another point. Third data is a 600 load and effort is 150. So 600 we have to locate and 115, that is above 100, and that 2.5, that is 110 and 15. So you can say here it is. Similarly for a load of 700 we can say 135. 7 and 135. So here it is. And for the load of 800 Newton, effort is 145. So 800 and 145. So 2 dots below that. And at last 1000 Newton load and 175 effort. So 1000 and 175. So this is how we can put points on graph. I have already completed that. So this is a finished graph. So here in a graph we have a various points on graph paper, we have to draw a straight line from maximum number of passing through maximum number of point that is shown here. That graph is known as a law of machine. Now graphically we want to know, for that purpose we need to find out the slope of this graph. So for that purpose we can take a any 2 point. Here point A and C has been taken on that graph. Intercept on y-axis, that gives us C. So here in this graph we get a intercept of 25. So constant C is 25. Now M is the slope of this graph. That is, in graphically you can say it is a BC upon AB. Now measuring this we can get a 3.6 centimeter, and scale on y-axis is 25 Newton. So 3.6 centimeter multiplied by 25. Similarly for AB is a horizontal distance, that is 6 centimeter into scale of x centimeter, that is 100. Ultimately we get M is equal to 0.15. So we can say law of machine is a P is equal to MW plus C. So here P is equal to M is found out as a 0.15, and putting value of C as 25, P is equal to 0.15 W plus 25. That is a law of machine. Now we can say in an example it is required to calculate the efficiency of machine. So for that purpose what we need is velocity ratio PW. So for that purpose, calculating from that, we can say velocity ratio which is given is 20. From the data we can say mechanical advantage is required to be obtained. Equation for that is W divided by P. Now that we have to take from any one data. So I am taking at 1000 Newton. So 1000 Newton load is there and corresponding effort is 175 Newton. By calculating we can get 5.7142. So here we can obtain a mechanical advantage 5.7142. Now efficiency in a machine, that is efficiency, that is a ratio of MA upon VR into 100, that is in percentage. Putting value of MA 5.7142 divided by 20 into 100, we can obtain answer as a 28.57 percentage. So here we have solved one example using a graphical method. Now let's move on the slide for the second example. Second example is also graphical method. So data given is the following observation were made in an experiment on lifting machine. So their effort and load table is given. So effort is denoted by P and load is denoted by W. So first set of data, we have a effort of 26 Newton and load of 500 Newton. For a second set of data, we have a load of effort of 47 Newton and load of 1000 Newton. And third set of data, we can have a effort of 76 Newton, load of 1500 Newton. And for a fourth data, effort is 95 and load is 2000. On fifth data, we can say effort is 105 Newton and load is 2500 Newton. Similarly, for the sixth data, effort is 127 Newton and load is 3000 Newton. So that data we have to plot a graph. Here in example it is required that draw the load versus effort graph and determine the law of machine. If velocity ratio is 30, determine the efficiency while lifting a load of 1800 Newton. What is the maximum efficiency of the machine? Now here data given is velocity ratio of 30. Here we have to draw the graph of load versus effort. For that, let's select a suitable scale. So here on x-axis scale is selected as a 1 centimeter is equal to 200 Newton. And on y-axis scale is selected as equal to 1 centimeter is equal to 10 Newton. Now plotting a graph load W on x-axis and effort P on y-axis, we can formulate the graph like this. Now looking on the graphical scale, we have a data provided, that is 500 Newton, that is W. So on this graph we can say 500 is located here and P is a 26. So 526. So it is come around this. Second data that is given as a 1000 Newton load and 47 effort. So 1000 Newton load. So here it is a 1000 and 47. For a third set of data we have a 1500 Newton load and 76 Newton effort. So 1500 Newton load and 76. It comes out somewhere here. In fourth data we have a 2000 Newton load and 95 Newton effort. So 2000 Newton load and 95 effort. So here we can say it is a here. Another data that is 2500 Newton load and 105 effort. So 2500, which is somewhere here, and 105, so which is just above 100 and between 110. And last data that is 3000 Newton load and 127 effort. So 3000 Newton and 120, and above that 25, 26 and 27. So this way we can draw various data as a dot on a graphical paper, and then we have to draw a law of machine. So for that purpose we can draw a straight line passing through that. I have already completed that, and that is here. So after completing a straight line we can get an intercept on y-axis, that is called C, and C here for this data is equal to 8. Now we need also M. So for that purpose we can say P is equal to MW plus C, and for we need to find out M. M is nothing but slope of graph. So here on this we have taken a 2 point, that is A and C, and we are taking slope of this line on this 2 point. So for that purpose we can say it is nothing but M is equal to BC upon AB into scale. So here BC is a vertical distance which is measured on graph, that is 5.8 centimeter, and scale taken on y-axis, that is 10 Newton. So it is multiplied with that. Similarly AB is a horizontal distance. It is on a graph, that is 7.5 centimeter, and scale is 200 Newton. So putting all together we can get a 0.03866, that comes out as M. Putting that value in a P's equation, that is law of machine, P is equal to MW plus C. So from here we can say P is equal to 0.03866 W plus C is a 8. So this is the law of machine. Now remaining calculation, that is for example, that is efficiency. Now for that purpose we can say MA is equal to W by P. Putting value, we have to take any point where 2000, so we can say that 2000 on a graph, that point I am taking. So for that purpose load is 2000 Newton and effort at that point is a 95 Newton. So we can get a mechanical advantage of 21.052. Now we need to find out the efficiency. That efficiency eta is equal to MA upon VR into 100 in percentage. So here VR value has been given in an data, that is 30. So putting that value 21.052 divided by 30 into 100. Ultimately that results as a 70.175 percentage. So here a second example also completed. Now on slide, let's move on the slide. Now type of lifting machine. So there are various types of lifting machine which are mentioned here. First is a pulley system. Second is a simple wheel and axle. Differential wheel and axle. Weston's pulley block. Simple screw jack. Worm and worm wheel. Single purchase crab winch and double purchase crab winch. So here let's look at the pulley system first. A pulley is a device for changing the direction of a force or magnify the effect of a force. It is a wheel that is supported by an axle or shaft. A rope is turned about the wheel when a pulley is used as shown in figure is called a simple pulley. Two or more than two pulleys are interconnected with each other to form a pulley system. Now types of pulley system. According to the arrangement of the pulleys, there are basically three types of pulley systems. They are first system of pulleys, second system of pulleys, third system of pulleys. So today we see, let's understand each one by one. So let's start with the first system of pulleys. So here is a figure shown of first system of pulleys. First system of pulleys are shown in figure. Pulley 1 is fixed to the support through the pulley. So here we can say pulley first, here it is supported with one support. First rope that is passes over pulley 1 and 2. So here is the first rope. First rope is passing through first and second pulley. So here this is the first pulley, second pulley, third pulley and fourth pulley. And rope is first rope, second rope like this and third rope. So first rope is passing through first pulley and second pulley. On one side of pulley, effort P is applied. So here it is shown that P is a effort, that is shown here, and displacement of effort is a Y. So it is shown here. While other end of the rope which passes over the pulley 2 is attached to the fixed support. So other end of the pulley 2, it is passing through and at fixed at top. One end of the second rope is attached to pulley 2 and another end is attached to fixed support. So here is a pulley 2 and one of the second rope is attached to the pulley 2. So here it is attached with the pulley 2 and other end is fixed to support. So here it is fixed to support. Third rope has one end attached to pulley 3. So here is a third rope. So third rope is attached to pulley number 3. And on other hand it passes over pulley 4. So it passes over pulley 4 and it is also attached to fixed support. So here it is supported here. Pulley 1 is fixed and other pulleys are movable. From looking to the figure, first pulley is fixed one, whereas second, third and fourth pulley are movable as the rope is moving upward or downward. Now load W is suspended to the last pulley. So here we can say load is applied to the fourth pulley, while effort is applied to the free end of the rope passing over the pulley 1. So here we can say effort is applied here, load is applied here. For ideal pulley system, tension in each end of the rope passes over pulley 4 is W by 2. So here we can say load is acting here, that is W, which is equally distributed in two ropes, that is W by 2 and W by 2. The load at the center of pulley 3 is W by 2 and at the tension in each end of the rope passing over pulley 3 is W by 4. For the second rope it is like that, here it is rope. So here load transfer, that is W2, which is subdivided into two parts. So it is W by 4 here and W by 4 here, and it is constantly in this rope. Similarly, tension in each end of the rope passing over the pulley 2 is W by 8, and that in the rope passing over the pulley 1 is also W by 8. So W by 4 load is acting on a second pulley, which is further divided into 2 tension ropes. So it is further divided, hence it is W by 8 into W by 8. Hence effort P is equal to W by 8. So at last, on a first rope we can see that so tension in a first rope is W by 8 and effort is applied on a rope, that is P. So we can equate and we can say that tension in a first rope is P or W by 8. Mechanical advantage, that is the ratio of load to effort, that is load is W and effort now it is W by 8. So we can get value of 8. So here we can get mechanical advantage of 8. Here for a third 3 movable pulleys, MA is equal to 8, that is 2 raised to 3. So here actually movable pulleys in this system, first one is a fixed one, second, third and fourth, those are the movable pulleys, and we can mathematically say that it is a 2 raised to 3 because of 3 pulleys. So for a n number of pulleys, since pulley system is ideal, hence efficiency is equal to 100%, and hence we can say velocity ratio is equal to mechanical advantage. Both are same. So for that purpose we can say velocity ratio also equals to mechanical advantage equals to 2 raised to 3. Here a system of 3 pulleys given. For a n pulleys we can say velocity ratio is equal to 2 raised to n. So here we have a derived equation for velocity ratio for a first system of pulley, that is 2 raised to n. Now takes example of that. Here is example number 3. In a system of pulleys of the first type, there are 3 pulleys and a weight of 720 Newton can be lifted by an effort of 120 Newton. Find the efficiency of the machine and the amount of friction. Now here data given in this example is a number of pulleys are 3. So we can say for the first system of pulleys, velocity ratio, that is VR, that is 2 raised to n, where here n is a number of pulleys given as a 3. So we can say velocity ratio equals to 8. Now we know that mechanical advantage MA is nothing but load W divided by effort P. In data, load is given as a 720 Newton and effort is given as a 120 Newton. Putting values of those, we can have a 720 divided by 120. So it results as a value of 6. Now we know that efficiency for any machine, that is equal to mechanical advantage MA divided by velocity ratio VR into 100 as a percentage. Putting values from the data, so here we have calculated mechanical advantage of 6, putting value of mechanical advantage there, and earlier we have calculated VR is equal to 2 raised to n and it results as a 8. So putting that value 6 by 8 into 100. So answer of efficiency come out as 75%. So we have here we have calculated mechanical advantage, velocity ratio and efficiency for example number 3. Now effort lost in friction, that is PF equals to P minus W upon VR. So it is equal to effort minus load upon VR. Putting values, so here effort is 120, load is 720 and velocity ratio of 8. So simplifying it, we can say it results as 120 minus 90. Simplifying further, we can get frictional effort lost, that is 30 Newton. Now it is also required to obtain frictional load. So frictional load Wf is equal to effort into velocity ratio minus load. Putting values of effort as 120 and velocity ratio of 8 and load of 720, we can get 960 minus 720, that is 240 Newton. Now take another example. Data given in example is in a first system of pulleys there are 4 movable pulleys. If an effort of 100 Newton lift a load of 1360 Newton, find A. efficiency, B. effort wasted in friction, and C. load wasted in friction. So here 3 things we have to find out. First is efficiency, effort lost in friction, effort lost in load. Now data provided, that is number of pulleys, are 4. So we can say for first system of pulleys, velocity ratio VR equals to 2 raised to n. So here we can say 2 raised to n, that 4 if we put, we can get 16. So here velocity ratio of 16 we have obtained. Now mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is equal to load upon effort. So here in this example, load is given as a 1360 and effort is provided as a 100. So putting value of these two, we can simplify this as a 13.6. Now efficiency, it is nothing but ratio of mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. So putting efficiency eta is equal to ma upon VR into 100. Putting value of mechanical advantage from here, that is 13.6, and velocity ratio which is earlier calculated, that is 16. So we have got efficiency of 85%. Now regarding the effort lost in friction, equation of effort lost in friction is a PF, that is equal to P minus load upon velocity ratio. We can say effort is given as 100 Newton, load is given as 1360 Newton, and velocity ratio from the equation we have obtained, that is 16. Putting these values, we have a 100 minus 85, that results as 15 Newton. So here we have calculated effort lost in friction. Now effort frictional load, that is Wf is equal to effort into velocity ratio minus load. Putting values of effort, velocity ratio and load in that, effort of 100 Newton, velocity ratio of 16 and load of 1360. We can say 1600 minus 1360. So it results as 240 Newton. Now let's see second system of pulleys. So here in figure, second system of pulleys shown here. Figure shows the second system of pulley which consists of 2 blocks, each containing a number of pulleys. So here upper block and lower block, 2 types of blocks there. In each we have got a 3 pulleys. On upper also 3 and on lower also we have got a 3 pulleys. Lower block is movable and the upper block is fixed to the support. So here we can easily see that upper part is fixed here, it is tied with fixed support, and lower part can move as the load can move up or down. Either both the blocks carry equal number of pulley or the upper block may have the one pulley more than the lower one. So in a normal circumstances we find that upper portion and lower portion having a equal number of pulleys. So here it is a 3 and 3. But it may possible that sometimes upper block have a more pulleys, so it may have a 4 and 3, but here it is a 3 and 3. The same rope passes around all the pulleys. So in this we can say here is a rope is wrapped here, it is totally moving from the outwards of each and every pulleys, and here it is shown as a P and here it is shown as a W. So P is a effort and W is a load. One end of the rope is fixed to lower block and the other end of the block is free, and the effort is applied to this free end. So here we can see that here upper block and lower block. So upper block is fixed due to this support and lower block is movable. So load is applied to the lower block. Let an effort P be applied to lift a load of W. So here we can assume that load of W is suspended here, and to lift that load we are applying an effort of P Newton. Neglecting weight of the pulleys and friction, the tension in the rope is T equals to effort P. So here single rope is wrapped around all the pulleys, so whatever force induced in a rope, that is constant, and that is effort P. Now taking a section along X-axis and considering equilibrium of the bottom pulley block. So here we have taken a section, and from that we can find that T, those are the tension in a rope. So here total 3 and 3, 6 ropes cut here, and at the bottom we have a load of W. So if we consider a equilibrium of the bottom pulley block, so considering that we can say 6 tensions here, 6T, and below that W. So 6T minus W is equal to 0. Tension in rope T is equal to P. So putting values we can get that 6P is equal to W, or we can also obtain a mechanical advantage, that is MA is equal to W by P. But earlier we have found out that W is equal to 6P. So putting that value we can say 6P divided by P, that results out as 6. So here we can say that mechanical advantage is of 6. Considering a system as a ideal, here we have considered system as an ideal system, hence effort is not, here friction is not including in this. So we can get a mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio. Hence velocity ratio is according to the mechanical advantage is equal to 6 for total of 6 pulleys. Here 3 pulleys on upper part, 3 pulleys on the bottom part, so we can get a 6 pulleys. So velocity ratio is also 6. Hence here is a number, so velocity ratio can be a function of number of pulley. So VR is equal to N for N number of pulleys. So here we have obtained an equation for the velocity ratio of a second system of pulleys. Now take an example for that. Example number 5. So data provided in an example is a weight of 2 kN is lifted by an effort of 250 Newton by second system of pulleys having 5 pulleys in each block. Calculate the efficiency, effort wasted in friction and the frictional load. So this is the data provided. So provided data is a number of pulleys. So here it is shown that 5 pulleys in each block. So upper block and lower block, 2 blocks there and 5 in each. So total pulleys are 5 into 2, that is 10. For a second system of pulleys we have a velocity ratio VR is equal to N. So here number of pulleys are found out as a 10. So we can say velocity ratio VR is equal to 10. Now mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is nothing but the ratio of a load to effort. So it is a 2000 divided by 250. So it come out as 8. Now efficiency eta is equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio into 100 as a percentage. So here putting the value of mechanical advantage and velocity ratio in equation, we have a efficiency of 80%. So we have obtained a velocity ratio, mechanical advantage and efficiency. Now effort lost in friction. Equation of effort lost in friction is a PF is equal to P, that is effort minus load divided by velocity ratio. Effort given in a data is a 250 Newton. Load given in a data is a 2000 Newton. And velocity ratio from the number of pulleys obtained, that is 10. Putting all these value, we can get a 250 minus 2000 divided by 10. That is 250 minus 200. And ultimately result out as 50 Newton. Now frictional load WF, that is a P into VR minus W, that is effort into velocity ratio minus load. Putting values of effort, velocity ratio and load in it, we have a 250 into 10 minus 2000. That results as a 2500 minus 2000. Finally we can say that it is 500 Newton. So frictional load, that is 500 Newton, and frictional effort, that is 50 Newton. So take another example from the second system of pulleys. We have example number 6. Data provided in example is a weight of 1100 Newton is lifted by an effort of 150 Newton by second system of pulleys having 4 pulleys in each block. Calculate the efficiency, effort wasted in friction and frictional load. So data provided in this example is, first here it is shown that 4 pulleys in each block. Each block means upper block and lower block. So total of that is twice that of it. So 4 into 2, that is equals to 8. And we know that velocity ratio for the second system of pulley is VR is equal to N, that is number of pulleys. Here it is provided as a 8, so velocity ratio of 8 we got. Now mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is a ratio of load to effort. By putting the value of load and effort, we have a load of 1100 Newton and effort of 150 Newton. Putting that value, we can get a mechanical advantage of 7.33. Now efficiency is a ratio of mechanical advantage and velocity ratio. So it is a MA upon VR into 100. Putting value of mechanical advantage from the upper value 7.33 and velocity ratio, which is like a number of pulley, so it is 8. So ultimately we can get a efficiency of 91.625%. Now effort lost in friction, that is PF, that is P minus W upon VR. So we can say that load minus effort minus load minus upon velocity ratio. So putting that values, P is a effort, so 150 we have put it. Load is 1100 Newton, so it is there, and velocity is calculated at 8. Putting this value, we can get 150 minus 137.5 Newton. Ultimately it results out as 12.5 Newton. Now effort frictional load, we can say WF, that is P into VR minus W. So effort is 150, velocity ratio of 8 and load of 1100 Newton. Putting this, we can get 1200 minus 1100, that is 100 Newton. So we have completed example of second system of pulleys. Now take third system of pulleys. The arrangement of the pulley in the third system of pulley system is shown in figure. So here upper pulley is fixed and another all the pulleys are movable, and each rope is tied with load. In this system several movable pulleys are arranged. So here we can say second, third and fourth pulleys are movable, keeping the topmost pulley as fixed. So topmost pulley is this, and that is fixed. The number of ropes is equal to the number of pulleys. So here we can say that for the first pulley there is a vertical rope, for second another rope, for the third another rope, and for the last pulley there is another rope. So total 4 ropes are there. One end of each rope is attached to a common block to which load is attached. So here is a common block is there. So each rope is tied with this and load is acted behind, means applied behind below it. The other end of each rope which passes around the periphery of the pulley is fastened to the block of next lower pulley. So here other end, you can say here is the other end of rope, it is with another pulley, other end of second rope, that is with another pulley, third rope, that is also with this. Effort is applied to the free end of the lowermost pulley. So here we can see that effort is applied to the lowest pulley and lower end. Neglecting the weight of pulleys and friction, the equilibrium of system given as. Here we can say that tension in each cable. For the first pulley we can say that tension in a first rope is a T1, tension in a second rope is T2, tension in a third rope is T3, and tension in a fourth rope is T4. Then we can say for the equilibrium purpose, T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4, that equals to total load W. So from this we can obtain that for the equilibrium of this T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4, that is results as W. Here from the first rope, bottom rope, we can say that T1 is equal to P. Putting that in an equation of T2, we can say T2 is equal to twice T1, and by putting value of T1 as a P, we can get the T2 is equal to twice P. Similarly, for going ahead, T3 is equal to twice T2, that is equal to twice into 2P, that is equal to 2 square into P. Similarly, for the last, that is T4 is equal to twice T3, that is 2 into 2 into 2 P, that is 2 raised to cube into P. Therefore, we can say that equilibrium equation results as P plus 2P plus 2 raised to square P plus 2 raised to cube P, that is equal to W. Now mechanical advantage, we can get MA is equal to W by P. Putting these values, we can say that P made common from each and every one, so we can get that 1 plus 2 plus 2 raised to square plus 2 raised to cube into P divided by P. P vanishes, so ultimately we can get mechanical advantage of 1 plus 2 plus 2 raised to square plus 2 raised to cube. Now for this pulley system, it is an ideal one, hence we can assume that MA is equal to VR. So velocity ratio is equal to the mechanical advantage. So we can say that velocity ratio VR is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 2 raised to square plus 2 raised to cube for 4 pulleys. So equation in a mathematically form as a number of pulley system, we can also write as a VR is equal to 2 raised to n minus 1. So here we have derived equation of velocity ratio for a third system of pulleys. So here VR is equal to 2 raised to n minus 1. Now take an example on third system of pulleys. Data given in this example, in a third system of pulleys, there are 4 pulleys. Find the effort required to lift a load of 2250 Newton if efficiency of the machine is 75%. Calculate efficiency and the amount of effort wasted in friction. So here we have a data that is provided. In this data here, third system of pulley is given and 4 number of pulleys also given. Effort is required to be obtained and load of 2215 Newton, that is W is given, efficiency is also given. So here number of pulleys are 4. According to the velocity ratios equation for a third system of pulleys, that is 2 raised to n minus 1, we can say that velocity ratio VR is equal to 2 raised to n minus 1, that is 2 raised to 4 minus 1, that equals to 15. So we can say that from this we can obtain velocity ratio of 15. Now efficiency. Efficiency eta is equal to mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio into 100. Here in a data, efficiency is already given, that is 75%, and mechanical advantage is required to be obtained. So we can put the value of efficiency and velocity ratio in this equation. We can obtain a mechanical advantage, that is 11.25. Now mechanical advantage is nothing but it is a ratio of load to effort. As MA is equal to, putting a value of W, we can say 2250 upon P. Putting value of MA as a 11.25 from here, we can simplify P as it is a 2250 divided by 11.25. So ultimately it results as 20 Newton. So we have obtained a effort, that is 20 Newton. Now effort lost in friction, PF, it is an equation of, so PF is equal to P minus W upon VR. So P is a effort, W is a load, and velocity ratio. So putting these values, we can say that 250 minus 200, so it results as a 50 Newton. Frictional load, WF is equal to P into VR minus W. So putting value of P and VR W, we can say that 250 into 10 minus 2000. So 2500 minus 2000. So ultimately it results as 500 Newton. So here in this example we have also obtained effort lost in friction as well as load on in friction. Now take another example. There are 4 pulleys in a third system of pulleys. An effort of 200 Newton is required to lift an unknown weight. If the efficiency of the machine is 80%, find the weight lifted. So for that purpose we can say that now solving on this paper, we have there are 4 pulleys. So we can say that for the 4 pulleys we are for a third system of pulley, that is 2 raised to n minus 1. So here 4 pulleys are given, so 2 raised to 4 minus 1, that result as a 16 minus 1, that come out as a 15. So we have obtained velocity ratio of 15. Now effort given in a data, that is P is equal to 200 Newton. Efficiency, which is a eta, which is provided in a data, that is 80%. So we can say that efficiency is nothing but mechanical advantage upon velocity ratio into 100. So putting values of efficiency and velocity ratio in this equation, we can say that mechanical advantage is, we can find out. So mechanical advantage is unknown, efficiency of 80% is here, velocity ratio of 15 is here, into 100. So we can obtain mechanical advantage is equal to 80 into 15 upon 100. So we can say that it is a 12. So we can obtain a mechanical advantage of 12. Now mechanical advantage is 12 and velocity ratio is, from that we have to obtain what is the effort required. For effort is given 200 Newton, an unknown weight is required, so W upon P is equal to 12. So we can say that here putting values of mechanical advantage 12 and W, so W is equal to nothing but 12 into P. So 12 into P, P is nothing but it is a 200 Newton, so it is a 2400 Newton. So we have obtained value of load. So this way we can calculate mechanical advantage, velocity ratio and load. Now summary of the today's lecture, we can say that in today's lecture we have seen law of machine examples, then types of simple lifting machine, system of pulleys, that is first system of pulleys, second system of pulleys and third system of pulleys, and various example on first system of pulley, second system of pulley and third system of pulleys. Thank you.